Welcome to this presentation about the U.S. nation. So pay attention while I mention the U.S. rising from depression and the war for civilization. It all started when I invaded Poland. Yeah, screaming 999, for it was 1939. 4 days after, the red, white, and blue declared there be new troll. This filled me with the laughter. It was 1940. The U.S. felt distressed. The first peacetime draft, preparing men to board the raft. FDR felt war would come soon. He knew Hitler was a goon, so he prepared, not spending much time on his hair. As of June 25th, 1949, federally financed defense industries could no longer discriminate or shun, or they would be squashed like ants. Later that year, faces of men who did not fear were raised upon a palisade, the Great Mount Rushmore, before a hateful war. Japan began their offensive upon Pearl Harbor. The 7th of December, 1941, marked the U.S. entrance. Men armed themselves or sent off in steel schooners. Women made money building shells. Civilians volunteered to watch our posteriors. Baseball players, big and small, heard the call. They joined in combat, some say back, keeping people hopeful. The cinema was home to propaganda, encouraging people to donate what they could, and painting our country as all good. So when we would. It's getting hard to rhyme. Anyway, during this time, unemployment nearly disappears due to a floor full of fears. Women and African Americans alike left their tykes to produce mean, clean tanks, planes, and other war machines. Execute Order 66.
Getting back my position, Emperor.
Well, kind of. This was Order 9066, not producing much love. Signed in February 1942, it pushed Japanese Americans into a life very skewed, into camps where it was feared they were spying scamps. Households were encouraged to slave glycerin, as it was used to form an explosion. Sugar became rationed because it was needed by men in action, for producing chemicals, making gunpowder, and because it was edible. To help produce food, people made leftover stew. Households also grew victory gardens, where fruits, vegetables, and herbs starred in. On June 6, 1944, our troops, along with many more, stormed the beaches of Normandy, winning a costly victory, but soon made the French free. The Servicemen's Readjustment Act formed a pact that military men were allowed low mortgage and free tuition. Although FDR was president for much of WW2, he was replaced by Harriet S. Truman, a new queen in the hive. Then, on May 7th, 1945, Germany surrendered to the masters of the jive. The beginning of the end, we began to sing. The newly elected Truman sent off atomic bombs to Japan. In early August, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were devastated, for invading Japan would be too complicated. A month later, Japan signed the paper. This marked their surrender and the end of their violent behavior.
There's a history lesson on one session.